Hey everyone, thanks so much for checking out this video of me speaking at Awesome, which is Austin Online Marketing for Entrepreneurs, an event here in Austin. Stay tuned at the end for a little bit more information from me about some of the things that I was talking about, and I really hope you enjoy it.
Hello, everybody. My name is David Gonzalez. I'm the founder of Internet Marketing Party and Awesome. Thank you. And I'm really pretty jazzed to be introducing our guest speaker tonight for a couple reasons. The primary one is that all of us have at some point been in a point in our life where it felt like we were like being tested. Like everything just seemed to be going against us, and like it just seemed like, what the hell? Like, why is life so shitty? And I got to meet our guest speaker after he started volunteering at Internet Marketing Party, and he would show up and he was just like amazing. And one day, Anna Cummins, our event coordinator and operations diva, said, Tyler's amazing. He's just like never complains, and he just always does stuff, and you should get to know him. And so we went to dinner, and he shared with me this story that floored me. Tyler worked in a church in Mississippi, right? Or all over. Yeah, in Pennsylvania. And he had just been married for about a week, and then they got pregnant, and then he moved his family to this church in like another state, and things just didn't go well, and the church closed down after he moved there, and was left in a situation for 2 years where just nothing went well. And one day he calls up Greg and says, dude, they've been best friends for years. And Greg says, dude, come on down, come to Austin. We'll figure this out. And I'll cut to the chase and just say that it's been 2.5 years now. And Tyler just had his first $4,000 day yesterday, and is making more money passively now than he's ever made in his life. So like, if he just stops working, money's going to keep coming in. And I don't say that to make it about the money as much as about the story of, I asked Greg, I was like, what's something I can brag about Tyler? And he said, well, he gets the job done. Like, he just puts his nose to the grindstone. He like whatever needs to get done, he does. And so to me, it's not about just getting information, but as much as it is about knowing that who you're getting the information from has a formula by which they get the results that you're about to learn. And I'm inspired by you, and I just wanted to say I'm honored and just feel really lucky to get to be introducing you. And thank you guys for coming to watch this today, because there's a lot of things you could be doing. It's, weather's crappy and Corona's like out there like trying to get you, but yeah, you decided to be here tonight. And having hosted meetups and things like this every month for the past 11 years creates a thing where you start to see who shows up regularly, and that showing up starts to, over time, show up in the kind of car people are driving, the kind of neighborhood they live in, and the kind of way that they hold themselves. And so I just want to acknowledge you for being here tonight, because I think there's something to be said for showing up. And so with that in mind, I want to give just a quick plug to our sponsor, Capital Factory, that provided this gorgeous environment and setting for us, the venue. And I also want to acknowledge, it sounds weird for me to say it, Internet Marketing Party is the other sponsor. And so raise your hand if you've ever been to an Internet Marketing Party. All right. So those of you that have not been to an Internet Marketing Party, I highly recommend you do. And unlike this, Internet Marketing Party has a $37 or a $47 entry fee, but it's one of those things where everybody that goes regularly. So like, they wouldn't keep going if it wasn't worth it. And if you've never been, I'm going to give you a number that you can text, and then you'll be able to go for your first one for free. All right. So just or I guess I could give you the number now. Do you guys want it now? All right. Cool. And it's Anna Cummins' number, and her number is 512-554-1433. And she's been with us for about 3 years, so don't try anything sneaky. If this is not your first one, she'll know. And so it's getting back to the topic of showing up, you've shown up tonight. Obviously, it's good that Tyler showed up tonight, but the reason he showed up to be presenting this to you is because he showed up every day for the last couple of years and did the work. And, I encourage you to keep doing that. And life just keeps getting better. So with that, let's give it up to showing up and to Tyler O'Brien. See you.
Awesome. Thanks. It's awesome to be here. I'm going to stick to my PowerPoint because I will go off on tangents really quickly. So this is a lesson in SEO, how to get page one organic traffic from Google without being on page one. And I know that sounds a little weird. And so tonight, everything that I talk about, I'm going to start here, and everything is just going to be a circle that all connects in the end. I'm going to be sharing kind of a process, a blueprint, a formula that I've been doing for 2.5 years diligently. I haven't been doing anything else in addition to that. It's all that I've been doing. It's been my singular focus, and it's been an absolutely incredible journey. So I have a couple of questions, and the first one, I'm going to make everyone participate tonight by raising your hand. Who has been to Awesome before? Who has been here at least once before? Very cool. Now raise your hand if you haven't been here before. Okay, we're about half and half. That's really, really cool. And David already mentioned it, but who has been to the Internet Marketing Party before? Raise your hand. Okay, cool. And in the spirit of making everyone raise their hand, who hasn't been before? Cool. This is going to be fun. I'm going to have a longer time at the end for some Q&A. I don't want to do information overload tonight. SEO is a massive topic, and I could spend all night talking for 2 hours on each of the 3 main pieces that I'm going to be sharing about. So I want to go through them and then just let people ask questions. And because we're all doing different things, some people in here are starting or running an agency. Some people are wanting to start a side hustle. Some people are full-time working for another digital marketing agency running ads or something. We're all in different places. I want to give you the blueprint, and then I just want to hear from you guys. So the IMP, if you haven't been there before, go. Take advantage of that phone number that David shared earlier. It's a really incredible event, and it has changed my life. It's changed so many of the people that I hang out with that all hang around the IMP. It's done so much to impact us. And so I wanted to share this real quick, a little bit more just about me, and I'm not going to tell the story that David told because he did a great job. I've been doing affiliate marketing via SEO for the last 2.5 years exactly. The end of February was 2.5 years that I've been in Austin working only for myself full time and not doing anything else. I'm not running any paid ads at all. Right now, I do not have one paid campaign running on any platform whatsoever. I am only doing things with organic search. So everything that I talk about, every figure that I throw out there, this whole process is only creating content and ranking organically. I don't have any clients. I'm not really an agency. Affiliate marketing means that I sell other people's products. Can I see a show of hands of who's familiar with affiliate marketing? Okay, about half and half. So to quickly define affiliate marketing, it's simply selling other people's products for commission. So someone has a product for $1,000, the commission is 20%. You get a link. If someone clicks that link and buys the product, you get 20%, and the company gets the rest. It's that simple. It's essentially commission, but in the online marketing world, it's affiliate marketing. I don't want to miss anything. I'm not holding back any secret sauce tonight. I promise you that. I'm not doing anything else. Full disclosure, the only thing that I'm doing besides this is only in January and February, and that is that I have started doing some coaching, and I've picked up several students in January and several students in February. That is the only other thing that I am doing besides what I'm talking about tonight. So I just want to put everything out there for you guys and be really transparent. I'm creating content for products and letting those pieces of content rank and get organic traffic from search engines, aka Google, which is responsible for over 90% of searches online. Bing matters too, but we'll keep going. I'm from small town Mississippi. Greg Jeffries over here in the corner is, we've known each other since we were 3 years old in the same little church in the little town in Mississippi. And David already shared how he and I came out here to start doing some of the stuff that he's doing. Our hometown is home to the largest university in Mississippi, Mississippi State University. So I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. Then I became an ordained minister. I was in ministry for almost a decade, right around 9 years. And I used to speak and sing in front of people once, twice a week. So it's awesome to be up here tonight because I haven't spoken to a group of people like this in a couple of years. And this is my first time speaking ever in the digital marketing space. So it's really exciting, really glad to be here doing that. And so I was in ministry, used to speak, and now I'm a digital marketer. And I'm sharing that because, I added a slide. Sorry, I've messed with this. This is what I wanted to hit. I'm sharing all of that because anyone can do this. What I am sharing tonight has nothing to do with the degree that you have or don't have, with the job experience that you have or don't have. This isn't agency stuff that I'm talking about tonight. This is solopreneur, one-man show. I do this from home every day, running affiliate products. I have no employees. I haven't even 1099 somebody for some contract work in a number of months. It is just me doing this process over and over and over. What was on this slide? Oh yeah, Greg and I have always been interested in making money just outside of just have a career and work for 35 years and retire. So we tried a lot of things. We tried MLMs, network marketing. We've paid for plenty of high-ticket coaching courses and training. We could never quite find the thing that worked for us, and nothing ever really panned out. And so what I'm talking about tonight stems from a course. Greg's got an entire course about this, and we have a very large group of people who are doing this every day all across the world, and it's really cool. People, different nationalities, backgrounds, people. It's just incredible. So let's dive in. So this is something I wanted to share really quick. With Awesome and with the IMP, I've been coming almost every month for 2 years, and there's been some really cool variety of speakers. Some are inspirational. Their story, their challenges, their struggle, their aha moments, their journey, their growth. The takeaway from those speakers is just inspiration. Some are very informational and insightful. They've done a lot. They share insights from testing things. They send 8 billion emails a day, and they can give you data that you only know if you send 8 billion emails a day. I send 0. And so they can just share things that I would never know. And that's really cool too. Some are just process driven. They're SOP people. They take a million steps and they make a straight line from point A to point B. Some are very creative. They create viral videos and do entertaining things and generate leads and an audience in an out of the box way. Some are entrepreneurs. They really deal in businesses. Their currency is businesses. If they need a customer support team, they just buy a business for sale that has one, and they teach how to buy businesses, sell businesses, and do all this amazing things. Some are just financial just capital and generating money is their gift, and they're at the heart of everything they do. And then lastly, some are technical. They just have in-depth knowledge of how to use this software and this chatbot and this sequence and this thing and that thing to create a process. So I am going to be tonight giving you a process, a very technical step-by-step blueprint that just comes full circle to help you see exactly what I do. It applies to any niche or product, virtually any niche or product, 99%. I'm not going to be talking about specific products or specific niches or niches. I say niches. I'll say niches here too forward. Sorry if you say niches. That's okay. It's something that the process works, and then just plug in the product or whatever you're selling and do this to rank and see conversions. So let's dive in. I'll be sharing my process, circular process. I'll be coming right back to where I start in the end, and it applies to any product. Cool. All right. This is the 4 main things that I'm going to be talking about tonight. Keyword research and competition analysis for those keywords, creating content, building quality links, and ranking for low competition keywords, and then moving forward to medium competition, and then moving forward to high competition. This is an overview of each piece that I'm going to talk about. So let's dive in to the first one. And this is something that I want you to keep in mind for the duration of the talk. The magic metric that I'm really interested in right now is time on site, which means creating really good content with this process. Google can crawl and scan and analyze and cross-reference and follow links and do everything possible to correlate data. But one of the most important things that I've found in the last 2.5 years of doing this is that it really likes to know how people interact with content. And so if you're sloppy in this approach, it could really inhibit your results, because when people come to your site and they stay there and they actually read, that's how Google can really judge that people like what they're reading, and this is good. Because spam exists because people figure out how to game the system, and it's a cat and mouse game. But when people interact positively with something, Google knows this is good stuff. People read this, people click through. This is a good piece of content, and that's going to help you over time. Does that make sense? Awesome. Cool. Now let's dive into keywords. The first piece that I want to talk about tonight is keyword research. I am interested in all of the keywords for a product, not just the buyer keywords. Is anyone in here in some form or fashion doing SEO in a side hustle or in a job that you have or in a business that you're running at all? Okay. A very small handful. That actually excites me, because I'm very excited to talk about this tonight, because it's something that you can go home and start doing. And that's really, really cool. So I'm going to really walk through everything then, now that I know that a lot of people in here aren't really familiar with SEO. So when I say casting a wide net, instead of going really deep after a few things, I actually like to start going really wide after a lot of things. And I'm going to bring a lot of logic to why I do that. Long tail keywords. That is a very important thing to understand. Long tail keywords account for 70% of all organic traffic. Long tail keywords are, instead of product name review, a long tail keyword may be how to install product name X in WordPress, how to use software X for real estate, for lead gen. longer terms that people are also searching for, but so often people get caught up in trying to rank for just the very main obvious terms like product X review, but that's really competitive. People are spending a lot of money to drive traffic to the results on page one. People have spent thousands and tens of thousands of dollars to rank things on page one for that, and it's a little bit difficult to take a brand new site and rank for those main keywords. But all hope is not lost at all. This whole process is about how to start with the low competition stuff and then kind of stair-step your way to going after the high competition stuff, while the low and medium competition stuff actually help you rank for the high competition stuff. So, Google Keyword Planner. Anybody in here running paid traffic? Running Google Ads? Very cool. A couple of people. Google Keyword Planner shows you all of the keywords and how many searches a month they get. Except the problem is Google Keyword Planner lies. And I'm pretty sure that's on my next slide. So let me make sure I don't miss anything before. Yes. So Google Keyword Planner doesn't tell you much. And I'll speak to that in a minute. There's some other tools and methods that I use to get keywords, and I'm going to run through those really quickly. Money Robot Keyword Research Tool. This is a tool that does a pretty great job for completely free of giving you a pretty full list of keywords. Answer the Public is another one. You simply type in product X, and it spits out a long list of keywords related to that product. Uber Suggest, which is Neil Patel, he's very big in the SEO space, is another tool that's free that you can use for keywords as well. And does anybody in here know what alphabet soup is? Anybody not at this table know what alphabet soup is? It is when you go to Google and you type in product X A, and you write down all the autofills for A. Then you delete it and type B and write down all the autofills for B and C and D and get everything that Google is throwing out there and suggesting, because those are keywords and terms that people are searching for. So those are some free methods of getting keywords. And then here's a couple of paid tools that are very much worth the investment. The first one is the most expensive, Ahrefs, but it gives an absolutely insanely robust list of keywords. And then there's a tool, Keywords Everywhere, that has a paid version that's much less expensive than Ahrefs that will give you keywords, and keywordtool.io. So here's some resources for you, and I'm going to keep moving forward. And in the Q&A, we can talk about absolutely anything throughout this process tonight. So we're interested in all these keywords, and I'm going to explain why in just a minute, but let me tell you what to do first. The first thing that you want to do when you say, I want to do what this guy talked about tonight, I want to pick a product, and I want to use this blueprint to start ranking for it. Go ahead and educate yourself on the product and write a really nice main review article for it. Make it great. Learn everything that you can. Become a self-made expert quickly on that topic, on that product. I want to sell this product. I want to know everything about it, and I need an article that tells the reader everything they could ever want to know about it. Search the web, find every other review, go to the product page, dig around and read absolutely everything, and create a great main product name review, even though that's obviously not going to rank on page one right off the bat 99% of the time, 99.9% of the time, but there's a purpose in it. And part of this blueprint tonight is step by step. Just trust me, stay with me, and it'll all make sense. In addition to having that main review article, you'll also have an easier time writing shorter articles for the long tail keywords, which we'll get to in a minute. And this is something huge. Don't over optimize. Too many people are trying to write content for Google. Write content for people. Too many people worry about how many times can I stick the keyword in the article so that Google knows what I'm talking about so that it'll rank it. If it's in the title, Google knows what you're talking about. Write something that people want to read, because if they actually read it, it's going to help you tremendously. Does that make sense? Awesome. Okay. When you're going after any of the keywords, put that keyword in the title and in the URL. If you're using WordPress, set the permalink settings, which means the link that is created when you publish that post or page, to be the post name. The setting is post name. So if your post is how to install product X on a WordPress site, how to use software X for real estate, that will also be what the URL is. how-to-install-product-X- it'll be the name of the post is the URL. This is very important, and I'm going to tell you why, I think, in the next slide. Let me give you an example, which I really kind of just did. But plugin name how to install is the keyword. So the title of your article, how to install plugin name on your WordPress site. So you've got that keyword in the title, which then is also going to be in the URL. And then when you're writing your content, H2s are the headings throughout. So use H2s to kind of break up the body of the text. So just welcome people, give them some context, and then the next H2 could just be installing this in WordPress, and give them some more information, give them another H2, just wrapping up or in conclusion, or you may also be interested in, but just don't write one long, bland body of text. Just throw some H2s in there, but don't try to stuff the keyword in there over and over and over. Write it to be something that you would want to read, which actually helped you and answered your question for what you're looking for. Cool. So when I was talking about having it in the name of the article, the name of the post, and in the URL, this is why. There's a tool called the Moz bar. And is anybody in here familiar with the Moz? It's an SEO service and blog online. Okay, a few people. Very cool. The Moz bar is a very important tool for determining which keywords you want to use. Earlier, I told you that I'm interested in all of the keywords for a product. I'm not just interested in the ones that seem like someone's going to buy and have buyer intent, or the ones that are main and pretty competitive. I want to see the long list of keywords. I deal sometimes with hundreds and thousands and even several thousand keywords before I go after a product, but there's a big reason why, and this is it. The Moz has an extension for Chrome called the Moz bar, and when you install it and activate it, you can start searching for each keyword that you have in your list that you got from those keyword tools I shared earlier. So if you searched for product X and it spit out all these terms that are keywords people are searching for related to that product, search for that one term in Google line by line, and then page one's search results, the Moz bar will show you the domain authority and the page authority for every result on the page. And you can quickly see which keywords have pretty tough competition on page one and which ones don't. And there, as you start going through the long tail keywords, you'll start to see quickly just how much opportunity there is to pretty easily rank on page one for terms that are going to get traffic and going to get searches. I don't want to get ahead of myself, though. I want to talk about the Moz bar. It will show you when you search in Google and you have the page one results, every one, the Moz bar is going to show you the DA and PA. DA is domain authority. Domain authority is a number between 1 and 100 that indicates how powerful the domain is. The domain, is everybody familiar with what a domain name is? Very cool. Google is google.com. That's the domain. Apple is apple.com. Domain name is http:// blank.com, .net, .org, .co, a number of things. It's going to show you how powerful that domain is and how powerful that particular page is that's ranking on page 1. And when you search for product X review, it's going to be pretty strong. All those results on page 1 most likely are going to be higher numbers. However, when you start searching through the long tail keywords, you're going to find that page 1 may not be quite as saturated or dominated as you think. So here's an example of some Google results. Dog training has 69 million results, but German Shepherd Guard dog training has 476,000 results. That is a big, big difference. That is 140th the amount of results. But German Shepherd Guard dog training is a great keyword. It's not just doomed to fail. People are clearly interested in it, but there's a lot less results. So here's a rule of thumb for you, and you can take a picture of these slides, ask questions later, write this down. This is some rules of thumb for gauging competition quickly. When you search for the natural results for a long tail keyword, if there are under 1 million results, that's good. That's good. That sounds like a lot. It's not that bad. And if there are under 200,000 results, that is great. That is not... Most of those results are junk. And you're probably going to find when you check out page 1 that it's not got a page full of results with just unbeatable domain authority and page authority. And so researching competition, I want to continue on here. Here's a trick. Type in the Google search bar all in title : and then that long tail keyword. How to install product X in WordPress. How to use software X for real estate. Type that in after the all in title, and you can put it in quotes, which means only exclusively in that order. And if you don't put it in quotes, it means any title that has all of those words in it in any order. And it's good to look at both and make a note of how many natural results there are. So yeah, with quotes would be only keyword 1, keyword 2, keyword 3, exclusively in that order. Without quotes could be keyword 3, keyword 1, a couple of other words, and keyword 2. And all you're interested in when you do both of these for that keyword is how many results there are. And under 10,000 is good. Under 5,000 is great, and under 1,000 is awesome. And this is going to happen all the time on long tail keyword phrases. And each keyword that passes these tests, those are going to be the ones that you start with. So take a keyword, search for it, see how many natural results there are, do the all in title and do the all in URL, do it in quotes, do it without quotes, write down those numbers and compare them to the metrics that I just showed you, the 10K, 5K, and 1K, and the 1 million and 200,000 on the last page. You'll start to notice that page 1 sometimes, this is courtesy of Alex Gould, he's an incredible SEO with training, that even on page 1 there will be a couple of stinkers. That means that even page 1, spots 8, 9, and 10 have some pretty low domain authority and page authority with the Moz bar. They're not going to be in the 90s and 80s and on lockdown. It's a pretty easy keyword to go after. Do I need to go back over anything before I move forward? I'm going to open up for questions later, but does anybody need to get pictures of those slides or those numbers or metrics or anything? You good? Okay, cool. I'm getting the thumbs up. Let's keep moving. But what about traffic? Nothing I've told you had anything to do with actually seeing how much traffic that keyword's getting. Only how much competition there is to rank for it. Our collective experience with my students, with Greg's students, with those of us that are doing this is that Google Keyword Planner lies. When you go to Google Keyword Planner and you search for product X and it gives you a list and it says there's all these terms and there's these terms that get 1 to 10 searches a month, time and time and time again, when people are ranking for that keyword, they get significantly more traffic for that keyword than what Google Keyword Planner says there are searches for it a month. It is not uncommon at all for a keyword that Google says gets 1 to 10 searches a month to be getting dozens, 50, 100, even more. And this happens all the time. And so, sorry, let me just collect my thoughts for a second here. Go back. There we go. Cool. So I missed one thing down here. So when you're analyzing these keywords, start making a list of which ones are really easy. When they meet this awesome under 1,000 results, make a list with those. So you're just going through this keyword list that you got from these free tools, or if you get Ahrefs or some of the paid tools, you're going one by one, plugging them through this process. Make a list of all the keywords that have under 1,000 results, and those are going to be low competition. Make a list of all the ones that have under 5,000 results, and those are going to be medium competition. And make a list of all of the keywords that have under 10,000 results, and those are going to be good but still higher competition than 5 or 1. So now you're breaking your keywords out into what's competitive, what's not so competitive, and what's pretty low competition. Does that all make sense? So just measure them against these metrics. All right. So that's keywords in a very condensed nutshell, but those are metrics that will absolutely help you when you start to do this. So you've already written your main review now. It's very detailed, very high quality. You've given people everything there is to know about this product so that people who are searching for it can find out what they need to know. And now you have your low, medium, and higher competition keywords segmented out in lists. So now it's time to dominate this product. The next step is to start writing shorter articles for each of the long tail keywords. And again, that long tail keyword goes in the title, and make sure that your site, especially if you're using WordPress, which is what I use and teach and coach through for people building sites like this for affiliate marketing, is set to where the URL is the name of the post. So it just hyphenates between each word. So your keyword is in the title of the article and in the URL. And you can create articles now because A, you're educated on the product. When you wrote the main review, you took time to become very thoroughly educated on everything there is to know about this product. And for long tail keywords, you don't have to write nearly as long of an article. You can start to crank out multiple a day, even if you're doing this as a side hustle on nights and weekends. You can go through this list of low competition keywords, and they're just questions. Google searches are queries. A query is also known as a question. People are just asking questions all day long on Google about everything under the sun. They want to know how much something costs. They want to know how to use it. They want to know how to install it. They want to know what people use it for. They want to know who wore what dress to this event. They want to know all kinds of stuff about current events. People all day long are asking Google questions, and these keyword tools are telling you exactly the questions people are asking. One of the favorite things that I love about what I do is it's like being a door-to-door salesman, except you wake up every day and the customers come and knock on your door, and they're like, hey, you've got this product for sale. You've got this super-duper vacuum cleaner. I'm highly interested in it. I'm this close to buying. Just give me a little nudge and I'll take it. It's absolutely fantastic. You're creating content for the questions people are already asking, already searching for, and just saying, hey, here's what you want to know. For many of these long tail keywords, especially the low competition ones, there's really not much to say. They get to be pretty specific questions. So write no less than a 500-word article, which is really not that long. By the time you welcome your reader and do a little bit of just steering towards the question they've asked, and then you answer it and you kind of close out, it's pretty easy to hit 500 words, but you don't have to write an ultimate review. You're just going question by question that users are asking, and you're going after the ones that there's not much else out there ranking for those questions, and then you're going to move to medium and you're going to move to high competition, but I'll get to that in a little bit. Quality matters, because remember the magic metric all throughout this process: time on site, people reading your stuff. Just engage with your reader, answer the question of this long tail key phrase, add an image or two, use featured images in WordPress so your blog page looks good if people ever just end up at your site /blog. Here's all these pictures and titles and a snippet of these articles. Here's all these articles in this category about this product, and move on. It's really not that complicated. The longest part is the beginning. You're doing a ton to learn about your product and write a main review. You're doing a lot to go through hundreds or sometimes a couple of thousands of keywords and segment them out into a list. But now you can really get moving more quickly by going after the long tail keywords with these shorter posts. The low competition stuff is going to rank sooner. Why? Because it's low competition. Because you already searched for that keyword, compared it to all those metrics that I shared earlier, and put it in a column that said there's not a lot out there for this. Even page 1 is not that strong and full of absolutely insanely high quality, incredible content for this keyword. Good content means time on site. Your readers will be on that page, which is going to start to give your site domain authority and your pages page authority. And that's good, because as you start to move to the medium competition, you've got traction. You've got eyeballs coming to your site, reading these articles, and actually staying on there and not bouncing in 10 seconds because they're low quality or seem spammy. You've taken the time to do it right. And once this starts to take off, it's absolutely beautiful. You're going to be building your own domain authority and page authority, as opposed to only going after the high competition stuff, which would always be buried in Google. If you're not on page 1, you're not going to get much traffic. If you're not on page 2 or 3 or 4, you're never going to get any traffic. And if you're only going after high competition stuff, you say, man, I want to be a blogger. I know how to write excellent reviews for products. Yeah, but if you only have to go after product X review, it's going to take you forever to get any traction. This is a way to start working towards being on page 1 for the big stuff, but starting with the little stuff. Does that all make sense so far? Cool. Cool. So, how do I benefit from long tail keywords? Because a lot of people would teach that if it's not a buyer keyword, forget about it. These people aren't going to come and buy your product. You're wasting your time. I'm here to tell you that that is false for several reasons. First of all, each post that you make is now a hook out there to bring someone into your site. And with good content, you're starting to get time on site, you're starting to get traffic, visitors, eyeballs on your page, and you're answering their questions, so you're giving them value, and that's huge. It's not going to work for your benefit in the long run if you try to do this too quickly and you just don't do a good job of answering these questions. If people bounce too fast, it's just going to start pushing you down. It's not going to work. Answer their question, give them value and information, tell them exactly what they came to that post, that page, that thing on your site to learn about. Draw them in, which keeps them on your site, time on site, and then give them an opportunity to buy the product, a call to action. And here's a tip. I think I have it later on in just a general kind of tip section. Put calls to action towards the beginning of all of your content too. That increases conversions by about 30%. Sites that don't have call calls to action, put it like this: when people have added calls to actions to pages and posts that previously did not have one towards the top, conversions increase oftentimes by upwards of 30%, which is fantastic. Give them an opportunity to buy towards the beginning, and give them an opportunity to buy at the end. Hey, here, I hope this answers your question. If you haven't purchased this product yet, check it out. Here's the link. Go and check it out. That's your affiliate link. So once they go there and they buy, you get paid. If they don't buy now, they're cookied. And if they buy within 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, sometimes 180 days, cookies, you still get commission. And the traffic now is free. You're not running an ad budget. You're just ranking organically, which is one reason that this is fantastic to start as a side hustle and ultimately grow into as a main business, main income stream. So after you do that, here's how you start to do what I said in the title: getting traffic to page one stuff without being on page one. Hey, do you want to know more about this product? Here's our ultimate review. Check it out. Click this link. So you just ranked for something low competition, but you're going to start to get eyeballs on product X review, which is extremely high competition. You're not on page one for it, but you wrote it. It's good. Now you're going after the long tail keywords and saying, you've got a question, I've got an answer. Check out the product if you haven't. If you haven't bought the product yet and you're interested in everything there is to know about it, check out my main review. So I'm starting to come back full circle now to where we started. Here's some optimization tweaks too. People hate on a lot of stuff when it comes to SEO and websites. Banner ads work. So another thing on your page, put a banner for the product. Make it look good. It doesn't need to look like 1997. Just put a nice clean banner. People click them, plain and simple. I track every link separately on my pages and banners, and I can tell you from looking at back offices and dashboards every single day, banners get clicks. Put Google AdSense on your site, free money, simple as that. Use the sidebar on a WordPress kind of blog style site to keep a permanent link to just check out our ultimate review, our ultimate guide to this product. That's persistently there. So all these long tail keywords are just hooks to pull people into your site, and then you're giving them the opportunity to go to your main ultimate review that's not on page one. But instead of spending years and tens of thousands of dollars to rank eventually on page one with one post, you're creating lots of small, easy supplementary posts that bring people to your page one review by saying, hey, here's some great content. Here's the answer to your question. If you want to know more, here it is. You're going to get click-through eventually once you start getting traffic. Does that all make sense so far? Cool. If it doesn't, there will be a Q&A, and there's some smart people in the room, and we will talk about anything that you guys want to. So, some stuff to supercharge your rankings. I put backlinks in here. I almost didn't talk about this at all because, again, SEO, to talk about everything, is an in-depth course with multiple modules and multiple facets. But for anyone in this room tonight that may be doing some SEO and this is just where you're at, I wanted to hit on backlinks for just a couple of minutes. Backlinks are links coming to your site, referencing your site, that it is about what the content on the page is about. Just how in high school when you had to write an MLA English paper, and you had to cite sources. Remember that painful, annoying process for your senior research paper, and you had to cite like 10 sources and only like 2 could be internet, and you had to go to the library and actually get a book and cite. That is what Google is built on, the MLA style. It scans articles. Why is Wikipedia always number one? Because it has tons of external references, like a high school research paper. And then it has links coming to it that reference it as an authority. Backlinks to your site are when when a site links to your site saying, learn more about this product, or here's a review about this product. And those are extremely helpful. So after you've started to create a lot of content and you've got your site, you've got your main review, you've been going through keywords, you've been cranking out several long tail keyword articles a day, you're starting to get traffic. Then once you're actually getting traffic and able to look at a dashboard and see products that are selling and getting conversions on a certain page, then you can show it some love by sending backlinks to it. And there's a couple of ways you can do that. Number one, you can buy them, which the next slide I'm going to make my top 2 recommendations after lots of testing of some services that just worked and some that didn't. But the second thing you can do as well is guest blogging or guest posting, which is search for whatever keyword you're wanting to show some love to, search for that keyword in Google, see what's on page 1, check them out, and reach out to the owners of those sites, especially if they're more of a blog type website and not just a massive business, depending on the product or niche, and say, hey, your material's really great. Can I write a guest post for you? And then send a link to your site referencing your site. And that brings in a link to you from something that's on page 1 or 2 in Google. Now Google says, hey, this site's on page 1 for this term, and there's a post they posted about X, and they referenced this site, which is your site. And there's something, I think it's on the next slide. I want to talk about anchor text. Yeah. Backlink. Oh, it's the second thing on here. So I told you what a backlink is. And a backlink comes in the form of a link with anchor text. Anchor text is the text. If you've ever seen click here for more, and that's a link, that is the anchor text for links. So Google, click here for more, and it follows where it takes you, and it measures the relevancy to cut out spam. Spammers try to say, click here for more info about this, and take you somewhere else, right? It's just junk. So Google eventually suppresses that. But when it takes you somewhere good, Google says, well, if this site's strong, and they're saying, hey, click here for more info about this too, and they're referencing this site, that helps your site rank too. I will answer backlink questions if you have them. Judging by the show of hands earlier, we may have more questions about the keywords and the content creation and the organic rankings before backlinks. But if anyone wants to know about backlinks, we'll talk about that too. So here's some metrics that matter with a backlink. Domain authority is not the only factor. When you go to these services that sell links, they'll say for X amount of money, you'll get X amount of links from sites that have at least a DA of 30. And that's the number out of 1 to 100. For more money, DA of at least 40. But that doesn't always move the needle. 2 things that move the needle the most is the site that's linking to you needs to be getting traffic. If it's a stagnant site, if it's a site that's been around for a while and it's doing okay in the rankings, but it's not really getting traffic and very active, that link is not going to push you up much. Secondly, relevance. Relevance is absolutely what I think makes or breaks a link at this point in time. Sometimes people will try to send you a link from a post that isn't really about what your page is about, but it may be ranking for something. But it may be ranking for product Z or software A, but trying to drop you a link for product X that you're selling. And when a backlink comes from a site that is also the same topic as your site, and then they drop a link, hey, check out this product X review, and link to you, that seems to move the needle a lot more quickly with a lot of testing that we have done in the last year. So sites that are getting traffic and links coming to you from a page that's very, very relevant to the exact same keyword or at least the same product or niche as yours goes a lot further. And since you could be spending some money or spending a lot of time reaching out to people, that gives you a way to not waste your time and your money on links that may not help as much. So I wanted to touch on backlinks, and I want to explain anchor text just a little bit better than I did. I got off track on that. Anchor text coming to your site. Let's take the post that's linking to you, and they're doing a post about product X as well. And then they say, also for more info, check out this product X review, or they're talking about the product and they say here's how to install product X in WordPress and link to your article about that anchor text for the link. That is what anchor text is and how the relevancy matters. So you don't want a lot of links that aren't too relevant to what you're talking about. It may be awesome to look in a backlink checking tool like Ahrefs Backlink Checker or Ubersuggest and see thousands of links coming in. But if they're not very relevant or not getting that much traffic, it may not move the needle and be nearly as awesome as it seems to see all these links in Google pointing to your site. So I hope that makes sense. I will answer any questions or clarify anything. I'm almost done with this. I think there's just a few more slides. These are some resources for buying links. Authority.builders is a great place to buy them. Their sites seem to all get traffic that they link from. And getmelinks.com, they're a little more expensive, but they create very relevant links. They create in addition to buying a link, you're really buying some content creation. They create content specifically for sending a link with the exact anchor text you want to your page. So there's a couple of really good resources after trying 10 or 15 services in the past year. Just check those out if you ever get to that point. But those are some very good back pocket resources with some big testing from me and some people that I work closely with. And Get Me Links, their blog is awesome. If you are interested, if this backlinks section is piquing your interest, if you're there, if you already know about it and want to know more, just read their blog. It's awesome. They've got some really incredible case studies and good stuff. So whether you're at that point now or later, Get Me Links has a great blog and a great service that creates content solely to send you the link that you're buying, which can move the needle a lot, especially on low and medium competition. So the backlinks, just to wrap them up, once you have something that you're starting to rank for in that low competition list and even that medium competition list, and you're seeing Google Search Console, this is getting impressions and clicks for the search term that it's about. This is a way then to really start to shoot it up through the rankings and show it some love and get a lot more traffic, which means a lot more opportunity to sell and get people to your page one review just for the readers who are interested in knowing more and will click that, hey, if you don't have this product yet and you're wanting to know everything about it, here's our ultimate review. So that wraps up backlinks, and this ranking strategy part here is the last part. So this is a circular strategy. The low competition stuff is going to get traffic sooner because it's not just going to be buried beneath the hundreds or thousands of results that you're just not going to pass with a brand new site with a review for this product that's been around for years. So low competition is going to get traffic sooner. And with quality content, you're going to get time on site. That's going to build up your domain authority and page authority, which means that medium stuff's going to start to rank because Google's starting to take your site more seriously. And that's going to bring in traffic and readers and eyeballs. And if your content's quality, they're going to read that. That's going to continue to build domain authority and page authority for your site, which is going to ultimately let you actually have a fighting chance with the high competition stuff. So when you're going into a new product or a new niche, you're not dead in the water because page one for product X review is got very strong results for the first several pages. There's a lot more to it than just, well, I've either got to spend a lot of money to get there organically or spend a ton of money to drive paid traffic there or figure something out, because if I can't rank for product X review, then I'm never going to make a sale for it. That couldn't be more untrue. Long tail keywords are absolutely essential to giving you content to create and keywords to go after that will absolutely not only get traffic themselves, but actually build up the strength of your site, and ultimately over time start ranking for medium competition stuff, and then start having a fighting chance on the high competition stuff. All the while they're getting eyeballs and people are still reading your main review, because every single piece of content is really just a hook to answer their question, give the reader value, show them some love. And some people would love to check out your main review when they find something that they really like in the long tail. So DA and PA build for low, ultimately then to medium, ultimately then to high. So it's very circular in that way. And general tips, I said it before, banners work. Period. Not if, not maybe, they work. People will click banners. Also, banners on the left side of the page do better than banners on the right side of a page. That's just statistics. I've read that in many blogs. Not anything that I'm going to argue or try to show a stat for. Banners on the left side of the page convert better than banners on the right side of the page. Put a call to action towards the top that can increase conversions on pages that already exist, already get traffic, and already get conversions boosted by as much as 30%. And that's an average. Some people see even more than that as well. Blue links convert better than any other color links. People, I believe, since the internet is still pretty young, we're talking about the mid-late 90s, and then just since 2000, people are just used to hyperlinks being blue, and blue links in your text that are URLs, click here to learn more, or click here to read our ultimate review. Blue does better than any other color. Use that sidebar to keep a permanent link to your main review so that no matter what piece of content they go to, it's always there. That's a page one article that's going to get eyeballs without being on page one. That's a most competitive keyword term for most products is product name review. And you can get eyeballs on your review by going after long tail keywords and not duking it out and maybe never getting on page one for the main. Make images in your posts and pages. Make them clickable to the product you're selling. Just go ahead and make the image a clickable link to your affiliate link. It works. People will click it, and you want to give them every opportunity to buy. So I'll put it very simply. If you make your images clickable, eventually you're going to make a sale from somebody clicking the link on the page, and that's awesome. This is the last slide before Q&A. Play the long game. This is more work, but no advertising budget. And there are a lot of people who don't have $20K to set up an advertising budget to go after a side hustle that might or might not work. This is something that a $10 domain and $4 a month hosting and some elbow grease and some research at this blueprint that I shared tonight, you can start getting organic traffic. You can start making sales that are virtually all profit against $10 a year in domain expenses and $4 a month in hosting expenses. So if you make a $50 sale, it's all profit. It's not against how much did you spend to advertise. We're just ranking organically here. So this is a great blueprint, a great system, a great formula for people who are interested in starting to make money online, because not everybody's got money, but most of us have time. We come home from work and we can put in a couple of hours every night. We can put in a few hours on Saturday and a few hours on Sunday, and then go hang out with our friends and our family and the rest of the time of Saturday and Sunday, and start to build something that's going to make money, period. So That's really play the long game. Yeah. So when you start to see traffic and conversions from long tail keywords, here's another just freebie tip. If you've written a 500 word article for a long tail keyword and it gets a lot of traffic and it's converting really well, write a really good long article for it. Just write another article on your site for that long tail keyword, and even just bring stuff from your main review and just put it in there, because obviously, even though Google may not tell you, people are searching for it. You can't argue a dashboard saying you got X amount of conversions from this page and X amount of hits. Well, Google Keyword Planner says it's 0 to 10, but you made more than that conversions alone from that page this month. One easy long tail keyword. Then go after it bigger, because that makes sense, right? This is a great keyword and nobody else would know it because they don't have a piece of content specifically for it. And now you can write a really, really great article and just give them more information. And that's probably going to rank too, because you ranked for it with a 500 word article that was easy. And you did all your metrics and you put it in the list, and then it worked. You put it in this list of like, yeah, there's under 1,000 results. This isn't. It's getting traffic, go for it. And you can find blue oceans and micro blue oceans just like that. And that is exactly what I've been doing for 2.5 years from my home every single day, from my desk in our guest bedroom, and it works. So, yeah, the rest is just ask away. We talked about keywords. We talked about content. I got you. You'll be first. We talked about content. Briefly talked about backlinks. I fumbled to define anchor text and all that very well, so I will gladly define that much better. Questions? There's smart people in here. Go for it. If you're running your own product, so not an affiliate product, you've got a product. Yeah, man. Start a WordPress site. Do you already have a site? ClickFunnels, Instapage. Is it ClickFunnels or Instapage or? Oh, it's custom created. Okay. Cool. Do you have a blog? Yeah. So whatever niche you're in, whatever market your product is in, I don't know what branded keywords would exist for your product, but I'm sure there's generic. Can you say like what your product is, or is it? Okay. I'm sure online fundraisers would spit out a really neat list of keywords, and I'm sure there'd be terms in there that would be really interesting to research. You're going to have to start blogging and writing about those. Your site. Make a /blog. Whatever your site is, .com, .net, whatever, /blog, / the name of that post. Yep. I would highly encourage you to have a blog on your site and do exactly what I talked about tonight. Just find some keywords that already exist, and then search for them, measure those metrics, find some low competition ones, write some posts about it, and answer people's question, whatever they're looking for. Maybe how to do an online fundraiser. Some people may not know how to do it. Some people may not know what software can I use for a online fundraiser, how to quickly create an online fundraiser. I don't know what the long tail keyword list would look like, but I have a feeling those would be in there for sure. Each one of those would just link to your product. You would answer their question about, you'll feel like you're regurgitating yourself a little bit, but that's because you really are. It's every single one of them is just, you've searched for an online fundraiser term. Welcome to our site. We're a product, blah, blah, blah. Online fundraisers are a great way to support a cause and help people who are going through difficult times, and get your friends and family to quickly donate towards this thing that you want to do. Blah, 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 blah. But we actually have the software to do it. Here's a little bit about us. And here's a link to our product page for more info. And now all those are hooks to ultimately send people to your product page to buy. Here it is. Buy now. Add to cart. Whatever. Make sense? You're just not an affiliate. You're selling your own product. Go ahead. So that when I talked about don't over optimize, right, for humans, I do not try to stuff keywords in the text much, especially with this strategy, because it's in the title, and Google sees that quickly, obviously. It's in the URL, so it's very evident. I will put it in the body a couple of times, but you'll just see people that just feel like Google needs to know 18 times in 3 sentences that it's about this keyword, and that doesn't read well as a human. You know what I mean? You just keep reading. In our ultimate Product X review, we're going to be giving you everything in our ultimate Product X review that you need to know, so that our ultimate Product X review can help you to be better at using Product X because of our ultimate Product X review. That's not a great sentence. Google already knows. Especially the long tail. Especially the long tail. The ultimate review is really, really long. Let me mention one thing about your ultimate review too. You can, and that's going to be several thousand words sometimes. So you can work a few other terms into that too. You're going to be already talking about the features of the product, and those are going to kind of be keywords. So some people are going to be asking about the third of 5 features about Product X, and your main review addresses all of them anyway. But to answer your question in short, I don't try to stuff that keyword in there after the heading. Man, people try everything. People try to put tons of data and images, tons of data, and but here's the thing. If people are on your site and you start getting good metrics of time on site, Google knows people love this and it's good stuff. Google reads the title, reads the URL, crawls the page. The information is relevant. The information is good. It gets some visitors, and those visitors validate that it's good by reading and not bouncing because it's absolute garbage. That is so much more important. SEO is so multifaceted that sometimes people get so worried about so many details that they just get bogged down too much with too many things that might only move the needle that much and might not at all. And so I'm a firm believer, and I'm just talking about my process tonight. I don't work for Google. I didn't create Google, and I'm not telling you exactly what Google would say. I'm telling you what works for me. I am not trying to stuff keyword stuffing, to stuff the keywords in the article any more than they would just naturally occur. And other than the title and the URL, that phrase as a whole may not even be in an H2 tag or the text beyond that point. Does that make sense? Cool. Did I answer your question okay too about just create a blog? And cool. I want to make sure that I got you, man. Cool. Go ahead. You're all good? All good for you too? Yep. I just think good content rises to the top. Personally. Personal experience, that's all. I got you. Hundreds. Thousands. Uh-huh. Yep. The long tail is, to me, oh yeah, all under the main domain. It's just blank.com/blog/post name, and thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. Absolutely. H1 is the title. Yes, and there's like the meta description. You're talking like the bottom, the meta title and the meta description. That shows up in the search engine. But if you don't edit any of that, it just pulls your title and the first 180 characters of your post. It's okay. No, don't worry. Don't let me. I want to answer questions and give as much value as I can tonight. So there's title, and then there's H2s and body, and there's H3s and H. Well, for my stuff, the title's always the meta title too in the search engine. So, am I saying this correctly? Yeah. No, but I mean, the title is there's no like H1 in the body. There's only H2s and down. The H1 is the title, the very top. I'm working in WordPress, so that's how it works in WordPress. And you can put below your post in the editor, you could make a meta title and a meta description that differ from your content. But if you don't, which I never do, it just pulls the title and the first 180 or 160 characters of the content. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. I got you. SiteGround and WPX. I use different hosts. You say that again. Make sure I didn't misunderstand you. I like SiteGround. They've got a grow big plan that is $15 a month, and it takes quite a few sites to fill that up, or one really, really big one. But you could even start with their $4 a month plan for one site, and it'll take you a little while to fill that up because. So he had a question earlier. I'm sorry. Are we all good, guys? I just want to make sure. Cool. All right. Outsource them, especially if you've got the means. If you were running paid traffic, you were going to be running hundreds or a few $1,000s a month of paid traffic anyway. Go to some online article writing services, test a few. That's one way to scale since you don't have ad costs. Test content writers and see if you can find someone to give you 500-word articles that are pretty decent at $10 a pop, $15 a pop, $20 a pop. You get what you pay for, but then if sometimes you test and you find a really good writer for a really good price, and these long tail articles don't often have to be very long. So that's one way to scale. Is just you can get content created more quickly than you can create the content. You can only move at the speed of you, but outsourcing, you can have 2 or 3 writers creating articles while you're doing other things. Is that helpful? Fiverr and okay. Oh, right. Man, please. It can go pretty fast. I mean,
I'm not doing any kind of affiliate marketing. This would be
heck yeah,
the same.
absolutely. You're just selling your own product instead of someone else's. Really, you're still putting hooks out in the sea to bring people to your site. You've written about this term. They've searched for it, so they have a question. You've got an answer, and then they're on your site. So you plug away with introducing them to whatever product or review or whatever you want to. Really, it's great because once you have traffic, you control what they see and what you've got them. So I can tell you about this. Now check out my product or check out this affiliate product. Maybe there's a couple of other banners for related products too, and you never know who'll be like, I've seen that before. I actually just want to click that, and you're like, I made a sale of this from that site because somebody clicked the banner. But yeah, I mean, just like I mentioned, plugging them to that main review to really get them for that affiliate product. Send them to the page where you're selling your own product. Am I understanding what you're asking correctly? For sure. I should have put that in the general tips. Capture emails. There you go. That's always another good thing too, because remarketing in paid ads, you run paid traffic, you run a retargeting campaign that costs less, but it still costs. In SEO, you're getting organic traffic for free, collect emails, and remarket for free. So email marketing to me is the remarketing of SEO. No. Are you talking about like maybe Article Forge or something that like? Yeah, I've done a whole lot of manual elbow grease. I've tested a few things, other things. Eh, Mixed results. The process that I'm describing tonight, if you do it manually, you're going to get the best results, because anytime you start to get into spinning something, bots, automation, you get a degradation of the content quality. And if you start getting bounces and less time on site, you could ultimately detract yourself from your own good and your own goal, right? So, yeah, I get you, and there's a lot out there. I'm familiar with some things, but at the same time, I think for this blueprint and for anybody that's listening tonight, whether you've got your own products or affiliate products, this is just a circular way to do the keyword research in your niche, find out what's low competition, go after them, get traffic, and send them to either your own product page or the affiliate offers product page. You know what I mean? But yeah, always just quality's going to go down when you start spinning, or like Article Forge. And I haven't used it yet. It was mentioned to me a few months ago. I looked at it once. It crawls and supposed to piece together an article and do all this stuff. AI is going to get better as time goes by. I imagine that's going to have a major impact on, you'll be reading content that you think's by a human and it was actually by a bot, but I don't know of anything that writes like a human right now or anything. And I think that's good for the long play for someone to just kind of do what I'm doing, like, and dominate the keywords around a product. Go ahead.
So right now I'm about to create like also like a profile of my work. I'm like trying to get more and like as well, but does work analytics type tools
With me doing affiliate marketing, I'm looking in Google Search Console to see what queries the page is getting impressions for and how many clicks. And I'm using the dashboard to track which pages are converting. And I can correlate that data to say this page is getting traffic and converting. One page might be getting a lot of traffic, but it's not converting. So it's not a keyword that in the end is converting. I'm not going to throw a few $100 at that. I'm going to throw it at the one that's getting traffic and converting more. So I'm using Google Search Console to look at traffic to pages and affiliate dashboards to look at conversions. And I'm not using anything in WordPress, no tracking to speak of. I can see just literally how many times a link has been clicked. That's it. No data about who, what, when, where, why, and what happened. Does that make sense? I want to make sure I understood you and answered correctly. So did I? Yeah. I just don't use anything in WordPress really to track. It's external. You guys? Yeah.
It's just one of those things where you tag.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I didn't even talk about UTMs or pixeling them. Like you could put a pixel in your header, a Facebook pixel, and you could retarget people with a retargeting budget on Facebook, which is significantly cheaper than the prospecting initial cost. You spend a lot for that first click and significantly less. So that I cannot talk about nearly everything tonight. So this is a strategy to get the plane off the runway and start rising to altitude. So yes, I'm not personally using any kind of tracking in WordPress to speak of for what I'm doing. Google Analytics, Google Search Console, you could pixel them. You could use UTM tags as well, which is in Google Analytics. You define them and you can add up to 5. Is there a limit or is it 5? But you could just, that's more for if you're paying for traffic. It could be like it came from this ad, this variation of it, and 2 or 3 other metrics, and you could see that with your UTMs. But that's getting into another sphere here. So go ahead. Yeah. Thanks. Mhm. Affiliates not track anything. It's just for Google. Time on site's not only good because you might make a sale, but it's good for Google in weighing how it's going to rank your site. Lots of time on site, the lower the bounce rate and the higher the time on site, the more Google is actually going to rank your, not just that page or post, but like all of them. And so when you start with low competition, you're getting eyeballs on your stuff easier. So when you get to medium, you've got some domain authority, page authority, time on site from these easier ones. And if you keep creating good content, and that comes back to the bot thing a little bit, it's just that for what I'm talking about tonight, for somebody getting started, good content keeps on your site. That is excellent for your rankings. And not, I would say long term, but even like medium term. It's not just a long game. That time on site is everything. Google's like, humans read this, they like it. They actually are on the site for a while. They click, and that's going to make yours rise while other stuff may fall that it's not getting time on site. So it's super important metric over the last 2 years. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. I also very often embed a video on the page. Oftentimes I make the video, so I make YouTube channels that kind of go long tail. Okay, take the keyword list. When I make a post for it, I also make a YouTube video for it. And I just get in front of the camera and I just regurgitate, because it's the same question. I'm just answering it in a video now instead of in a post. And I embed that video on that post, because if people watch it on the post, that gives your YouTube analytics a boost. It got a view, and they're also on your site too. So it's a double whammy of goodness. So, yep, video's the same thing. If people go to a video on YouTube and they're out of there and in 20 seconds over and over and over, all Google can surmise from that and infer from that is this video ain't doing it for people. They're going to this one and they're watching 3 or 4 minutes of it. They're watching 75% of it. It goes up, and the one that keeps getting bounced and not watched as much goes down. Same for your post. As yours get read, it's going to go up, and the ones that are getting bounced from and not read as much go down. So that's why quality matters keeps coming up in this and in like 3 or 4 questions so far. So perfect. Thanks, Mark. Question number 1, not at all. Question number 2, absolutely yes. Question number 1, cold call, 0. Affiliate networks, Share Sale, Impact Radius, Warrior Plus, and all that stuff, all the JV launches and all that stuff, private affiliate programs, and for softwares as a service and physical products. No, I just apply, and since I have sites that are look good and have content, it's pretty easy to just say, how are you going to, they usually are going to ask you who you are, what's your website, and how are you going to promote this. I am me, here's my website, and I'm going to blog. And You know, I don't worry too much about getting approved or disapproved now. And I don't get as attached to if I don't get approved for something as I used to. I used to want to promote a specific product, but now this process applies to so many things that the sky's the limit on products. So go ahead.
You mentioned for numbers.
As in what's a pretty weak page one result? Yeah, like if it's got a DA of like when I mentioned how with the Moz bar, page one could be a couple of stinkers, like Alex Gould says on page one. You know, it's not stuff that's in like the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. If page one has a few strong results, but then the 8th, 9th, 10th result are in the teens or 20s, even 30s, that's pretty low. I mean, it's out of 100, so you know, a 33 DA is only like a third of the way to really good. So yeah, you go to product name review and page one is going to be chock full of stuff that's really high. Where you high domain authority comes with sites that like USA Today and news outlets and stuff like that. You know, their DA is 99. If they make a post, it'll be in Google News in 5 minutes. It'll be page one for the term within 2 minutes of being posted, because they're posting all the time. But that's not the case with a product. There's kind of a static list of keywords, and so you're not gonna be up against like 99 in this long tail stuff. You're gonna see a lot of stuff in the teens, 20s, 30s, and that's relatively low. If the other numbers are there, go for it. You know, does that make sense? Cool. How long before? I don't follow that. Oh, sure. You could already have several pages ready to go. I don't worry. I used to worry about should I post, like, especially if you're outsourcing. Let me use an example here, but I'm going to answer your question. Give me 30 or 45 seconds. If I outsourced articles, and so today and tomorrow I didn't have anything, and then tomorrow 23 articles came in, I don't worry about dripping those or anything. I pretty much, within any realistic number of things, just post them. So when your site goes live, especially in a month, however many posts you can go ahead and get done, have them ready, and just have them all go live on day one. I wouldn't worry about dripping. Somebody else may disagree with me. We all have our own experiences, but in a month's time, doing some blogging and all that goes live on day one, you're just giving Google your homepage and some of your main contact us and about us and product pages. You're giving them some posts in your blog to go ahead and get a feel for who you are. Just do it, man. I wouldn't hold back on anything. I wouldn't.
Does it, a long time ago when I was with the SEO, backlink from them, are those, some of those still exist?
I do .coms as often as possible. Yeah. .com and .net are okay. I mean, I don't really, for these sites that are niche affiliate sites. So I build these sites around a product. They're pretty much all .coms. Especially nothing beyond .com, .net, and .org. I don't touch .co and all these much more modern TLDs than the OGs, you know. So yeah, but basically I'll find a .com to work with. That's what I do. I'm teach their own. Somebody else probably is crushing it with a .edu. So, but I do .coms. Yes. Your title can be like a question. I think people can appreciate that. Talking about getting in the head of your reader and creating content for your reader. Your title of your article could be, how do you install plugin X in WordPress, or how to use, no, that's not a question. How do you use software X for real estate? How do you use software X for lead generation? Absolutely. You can have a question for the title of an article, and the keyword is in there. If it's software X for real estate, it's all in there. That's important. As long as all the words are in there, they don't have to be in order. They're in your title and the URL, and it's all good. That's my 2 cents on that. Cool. Yeah, man.
Are you creating like do you have like
Closely related. I would, yes, not to, I create a new site to go after different niches and completely different products. For an authority site, it's good to stay in one niche. Now, if there's a lot of products in that niche, great. For example, there's ClickFunnels, lead pages, InstaPage, and InstaBuilder, Entreport, and all that stuff. You could just make each one a category. So every post for ClickFunnels is in the category ClickFunnels, and every post for lead pages is in the category lead pages, and Kartra and all that stuff. So that's kind of the landing page building tools niche. So you could have one site for all of those and just use your categories to separate. And that's really great because Google sees domain and it's in the Kartra category, and then it's Kartra articles. And that's really great too. And that's great because you can ride that domain authority all across all of those products, but you don't want to go into a completely unrelated niche there, because it's not going to be the same as doing this process again on a domain in that niche and having something really, really strong that's going to have solid rankings long term in that niche with products in that niche. So that was a really long way of answering your question, but I hope it made sense. Okay, David. Oh, sorry. What time is it? Cool. Well, you guys have been awesome. Thanks so much. If you have more questions, like I said, I'm doing some coaching now, so you can reach out to me directly on Facebook, Tyler O'Bannon. But it's been awesome to get to talk tonight about all this boring SEO stuff that works, and then it's not so boring.
Let's get it up for Tyler. And dude, I really want to say, just you didn't make it boring. Like, first of all, your accent is so charming. It's like you just.
Again, I want to thank you for checking out this video, and I hope that you learned a lot no matter where you are in your online marketing journey, whether you're just starting out or whether you're experienced and seasoned and you've been doing a lot of things. I hope that something that I shared tonight helped you. And I just want to say that I shared some things tonight of what to do when it comes to keyword research and content creation and ranking strategy and backlinking. And I answered a few questions, but so often when we come to actually trying to do it, there's a lot more to figure out in the how to. And so I want to let you know that my good friend Greg Jeffries, who was mentioned in the video tonight more than once, he has an incredible course called SEO Affiliate Domination, and I have got an offer right now where you get his course and my coaching for a bundle deal. And his course walks through in detail every step of this process through several modules, as well as tons of bonus videos and content and strategies for things to do this affiliate SEO that we do. And so that offer can be found at SEOaffiliatedomination.com/Tyler. And that will take you straight to the offer to get his course, which is $9.97, and my coaching with several sessions, including some bonus sessions just as part of this package deal. And it is absolutely an incredible starting point for you to do what you just heard. And so I would love for you to reach out to me on Facebook. Find me, Tyler O'Bannon. I'll put a link to my Facebook profile and page in the comments below. and find me there. And if you have some questions or you're interested in some coaching, training, mentoring, etc., let's talk. Thank you guys so much for checking this out, and I hope to talk to you soon.